ければ本気を出させてみろ
You know what time it is! It's time to see that cool guy enter the screen and kick the asses of the guys around him with style. Today we're going to look at 10 new anime with badass and cool main characters. Let's get started. 10. Tribe 9. At the number 10 slot in our list, we have Tribe 9, a sports anime based off the well-established multimedia franchise of the same name. The story is set in a world ruled by violence, as the government implemented a rule that all conflicts caused by tribes must be settled with an extreme version of baseball. The story has as follow Haru Shirokane, our spineless main protagonist who gets bullied by a group of youngsters, only to be saved by Shun Kamiya and Taiga, two players from the extreme baseball team, the Minato tribe. A string of events caused Shun to realize his potential as a player, causing him to join the Minato tribe as well. As all tribes within Minato City face a threat led by the mysterious Ujiro Otori, the Minato tribe will have to work together in order to face this new evil. As a series created by the same folks that created Danganronpa, you can expect the trademark memorable characters and amazing art style. As an anime, it's sure to satisfy your cravings, so do give this one a fair shake. 9. Carnival. Up next, we have Carnival, an action anime with its fair share of science fiction, mystery, and fantasy. The story has as follow a young boy named Nai who gets caught by a beautiful woman who, unbeknownst to him, has a taste of human flesh. However, he finds an opportunity to escape when a clever thief named Gareki happens to break into her luxurious home. When the two try to escape, they're caught by the woman as she transforms into a ghoulish monster, causing the boys to run. However, they run into a government defense agency named Circus, a group specializing in protecting people against these creatures named Varuga. As Nai realizes they can find his missing friend this way, he joins the group alongside Gareki as their adventures begin. With 13 exciting episodes for you to explore, Carnival is an anime that deserves your time due to its excellent execution. 8. Peach Boy Riverside. In the number 8 slot in our list, we have Peach Boy Riverside, a shonen fantasy anime with a deceiving name. The story is set in a magical world where humans, demi-humans, and Oni are fighting against each other. The story has as follows Saltorian Aldike, a princess who goes on a journey to find the mysterious Mikoto Kibitsu. In her journey, she comes to the discovery that the Oni had the power to wipe out humanity if they wished. However, she was also blessed with the power to counter the might of the Oni that takes the shape of a seagull resembling a peach. The person she was looking for, Mikoto, happens to have the same ability to a greater extent. With the two at odds when it comes to their approach and how they were going to preserve humanity, the world hangs in the balance between amicable coexistence and utter annihilation. It's a fantasy story that manages to stray the cliches and instead focus on providing an interesting journey for the viewer. For this reason alone, Peach Boy Riverside is a must-watch. 7. The strongest sage with the weakest crest. Up next, we have The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest, an action anime based off a light novel. The story is set in a world where mages randomly acquire one of the 4 crests that showcase the extent of their abilities. A man named Gaius manages to reach all potential as he becomes the world's strongest mage. However, his lust for power had him looking for a mark suitable for close combat to perfect his approach. For this reason, he decides to reincarnate far into the future to change his fate. He gets reborn thousands of years later as Matthias Hildesheimer as his wish comes true. However, he was surprised to come to find out that magic powers have died out through the years. The worst of it was the fact that he attained the weakest crest of all, the Crest of Failure. Regardless of his cards, Matthias manages to exceed expectations and work on remedying the damage that has happened to Earth during his millennia-long absence with his own strength. The anime has its strengths in all places, with its inclusion of action-packed battles and even dragon lollies if you're cultured. It's definitely one worthy of your attention. 6. Orient. In the number 6 slot, we have Orient, an action-adventure anime with fantastical and historical elements. The story is set in Hinomoto, a town ruled by samurais 150 years ago, only to be supposedly saved by demons who the people misguidedly revere as gods. However, our protagonist, Musashi, knew the truth of it all, that the samurai were the last baton of defense against these otherworldly beings. When things go sideways and Musashi almost lost his life in the quarry that he enslaved in, he was saved from death by the Takeda samurai clan, which he joins to become a samurai and to start his own clan. In a world of mediocre shonen anime, Orient manages to differentiate itself by staying interesting and well executed. 5. Koroshi Ai.
全員答えろよ。まずは
Up next, we have the intriguing anime Koroshi Ai, an anime that masterfully combines elements of romance with action. The story has us follow novice bounty hunter Chateau Dankworth, who finds herself encountering a mysterious man that manages to overpower her and eventually gain an interest in her. This man would continue to meet Chateau, even aiding her missions from time to time. When Chateau's company was given the task of killing an expert assassin and member of a powerful Asian organization named Song Rang-ha, it was revealed that this was the man that had an interest in her all this time. Chateau eventually gave in and agreed to a deal with Rang-ha. In exchange for dating him, he will give her valuable information regarding targets. However, when the pests come back to haunt them, the arrangement that they shared ends up putting them in a grave risk. It's safe to say that Koroshi Ai is a bold and rather unique take on an action romance anime, one that deserves praise as well as your unwavering attention. 4. Tokyo 24th Ward. In the number 4 slot in the list, we have Tokyo 24th Ward, an original anime that combines mystery and science fiction with superpower elements. The story starts off in an artificial island in Tokyo Bay, centralized around childhood friends Tan, Koki, and Shuta, who were all born and raised there. As close as they were, a certain incident causes their relationship to drastically change. However, on the first anniversary of this incident, the 3 friends meet up only to find their phones ringing at the same time. The call ends up being from their supposedly dead friend, who begs the 3 to choose the future. It'll be up to our 3 protagonists to persevere the future of 24th Ward and its people in their own ways. While the premise vaguely has Anohana elements, it takes a completely different turn due to its mystery elements, turning it into a unique experience worth enjoying. 3. Skeleton Knight in Another World. Up next, we have Skeleton Knight in Another World, an isekai anime based off a light novel and with slight hints of inspiration from Overlord. The story is rather deceptively simple, with it making us follow a gamer who simply played video games until he fell asleep only to find himself waking up in the world of the very video game he played with a skeleton appearance. While he was equipped with powerful weapons and armor of his avatar, he had to deal with his frightening appearance. With Ark as his name, he tries his best to find his place in this new world, while also finding companionship with a beautiful elven warrior. While the story looks simple, this anime aims to impress with its art style as well as its amazing direction. 2. The Genius Prince's Guide to Racing a Nation Out of Debt.
いいえ、存続する道はあります。あなたたちは大陸最高の将とミールタースの商人です。商人とは
In the number 2 slot of our list, we have The Genius Prince's Guide to Racing a Nation Out of Debt, a comedy anime with quite the badass protagonist. The story has us follow Prince Wayne's dilemma as he finds himself in command of Natra after his father, the king, has fallen ill. While the prince was well known to be capable and wise, his only thought was to sell off the kingdom of Natra to the highest bidder. However, before he did that, he knew that he had to raise the value of the small kingdom in order to maximize his profits. For this reason alone, he gets to work as the oblivious citizens of Natra watch on, with no idea as to what is on the prince's mind. With such a comedic presence, the protagonist still manages to stay badass with how capable he was. Due to this reason alone, it's safe to say that this anime is a hoot and a half. 1. Venitas Nocarter. At the top of our list, we have Venitas Nocarter, a supernatural anime with its fair share of historical and vampire elements. The story is centralized around Noe Archiviste as he searches for a legendary vampire named Venitas, who was scorned by his kind for being born under a blue moon. However, he gets written into legend as the creator of the powerful and cursed grimoire named the Book of Venitas. As Noe searches for this tome in 19th century Paris, he comes across an eccentric doctor who calls himself Venitas and carries the very book he seeks. Well, it was revealed that this vampire specialist was a mere human who was a disciple of the Venitas of legend. His abilities of restoring sanity to vampires by recovering their true name will prove beneficial as all sorts of trouble brews up. This anime is beloved by many as they consider this to be a masterpiece when it comes to vampire elements. That alone should make this a must-watch. With that, we have reached the end of this video. Do tell us in the comments below what you think about all of this. If you want us to make more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to stay updated for every single one of our video uploads, press the bell notification icon and turn on YouTube notifications on your mobile phone. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.